got Pedersen on his left. Rankin takes it himself. We're tied. Tucker Rankin.
Wow.
His second goal of the game makes it 4-4 with 3:33 to play. Heads-up defense turns into offense.
It's time for Yankton Hockey on KYNT. This broadcast is brought to you in part by
Hy-Vee, Larry's Heating and Cooling, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Ben's Brew Station, 1919 Root Beer, Fairfield Inn and Suites and the Holiday Inn Express in Yankton, Triple Time Rudy's, Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Vision Real Estate, Missouri River Associates, First Chiropractic Centers, First Dakota National Bank, the UPS Store, Conkling Distributing, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Avera, Mayor Signs, Vision Care Associates, Truxedo, MT and RC Smith Insurance, Olson's Pest Technicians, Parker Hannafin, Midwest Insurance Agency, CoreTrust Bank, H&R Block of Yankton, Vantage Financial, Adam Walter, The Move Group, Hedro.
Now, we go live to the action with SDBA and NSMA Sportscaster of the Year award winner and the voice of Yankton Bucks and Gazelles Athletics, KYNT Sports Director, Bryce Ladwig.
And welcome back for another day of Yankton Bucks hockey up in the state tournament up in Watertown, South Dakota. Yankton Bucks fell to Sioux Falls West last night 2-0. And now we'll take on the Watertown Lakers in the consolation bracket. They win this one. They play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And they lose. Their state tournament journey is over. This, again, being the first year ever the Yankton Bucks have made the state tournament. And a very proud Yankton community there to support them last night. I expect nothing less here today, this Friday, early evening, late afternoon, whatever you call it, for Yankton Bucks hockey. The state tournament went late last night because the Yankton Bucks game was about a little over an hour behind schedule. The late game didn't start till close to 9 o'clock. And so it was a very late day for Jon Winkler, KCCR, and Capital Rock radio up there, our sister station to KYNT. And again, Jon Winkler will have the call of the action up in Watertown for Yankton Bucks hockey. This is the Hy-Vee pregame show. I'm just getting you all teed up here for Yankton Bucks hockey. Of course, I'll be talking to you through intermission and through the postgame as well. And we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll either have it or I will send it over to Watertown with Jon Winkler and Capital City Rock. But Yankton Bucks hockey on KYNT and KYNTV simulcasting. Thanks for joining us.
You asked, and we listened. The Hy-Vee Market Grill is serving up a new menu full of everything you've been craving. Start your day right with our brioche French toast, plus a side of our favorite golden hash browns. Yes, that's right, they're back. Plus, add some bold flavor to your next meal with our Rise and Shine burger or a plate of wings. Whether you're looking for weekend brunch or an easy weeknight meal, stop by the Hy-Vee Market Grill to grab something tasty for the whole family.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat, brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts. Plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown heating and cooling professionals specializing in heating your homes, businesses, facilities, and farms. Our trained product line is capable of heating homes of all sizes up to the largest industrial facilities. We also install and service in-floor heating systems, shop radiant heaters, hanging garage heaters, and of course our premium line of Heat and Glow gas and wood fireplaces. When you want to stay warm this winter and feel the heat, remember Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's most trusted heating professionals for over 76 years.
Oh, Sheboygan, I just can't get you off my mind.
There's no better way to tip off your party than with Sheboygan Natural Casing Wieners, all beef hot dogs, or cocktail smokies. Make your party a slam dunk. Put some Sheboygan on the table. Available at your favorite local grocer and produced with pride at Simple Meats in Yankton.
The way you taste is simply divine. I got Sheboygan on my mind. Sheboygan.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
The open road is calling. Are you ready to answer? Hit the road ready to explore with a lower rate from Explorers Credit Union. With auto loan rates as low as 4.99% APR, you're just one turn away from your next big adventure. No application fees and fast, easy approvals. Finance or refinance options. Better rates, bigger savings, boundless adventures. Get pre-approved today at explorerscu.com. Membership eligibility required. Offer subject to change at any time. Terms and conditions apply. NCUA insured.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
All right, welcome back into Yankton Bucks Hockey, the Hy-Vee pregame show. We will be sending it to Capital City Rock here shortly as we are simulcasting on KYNT and KYNTV. The Yankton Bucks action here today, taking on the Watertown Lakers. Really looking forward to that journey here today in the consolation bracket. And if they win today, they will play again at 1 o'clock tomorrow. This is Yankton Bucks Hockey on KYNT and KYNTV.
The mission of State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Hi, I'm Roy Wilcox with State Farm Insurance. We have been helping customers get to a better state for over 100
8 seed Watertown
years.
Lakers.
No matter where you are in
looking
life,
to get to
we're
the
here to help you
Consolation
make the
Championship
right
to face
play
the
call
7-seeded
for your
Mitchell
insurance
Marlin.
coverage. Give me a call or stop by anytime.
Call Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance today, 665-7140. Find more at roywilcox.com.
The 5 seed and the 8 seed Watertown Lakers.
86. Watertown Lakers! Along with your Yankton Bucks. Your starting line winner, Watertown Lakers, number 6, Tyler Roberts. Number 16, Bill Gurman. Number 18, Randy Reynolds. Number 22, Jack Hatcher. Number 36, Colin Bull. And then number 11, Cole
our second game today. Jon Winkler, Jim Lloyd, Jeff Anderson ready for our second game between the Yankton Bucks and the Watertown Lakers, as it is on KYNT in Yankton, KYN-TV as well on YouTube, and of course, as always, Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Jeff, you like I printed out some sheets for you because I knew you were coming. I knew you were going to be here, so I wanted to make sure that you're taken care of and ready to go.
Yeah, you always are. You do a great job.
Jim Lloyd's got the call. Maybe Jeff Anderson's got the call. Jim Lloyd's got the call the first period.
It's going to be Roberts, Mull, and Dorneman. We're ready to face off. Jack Pedersen for the Yankton Bucks, and the Yankton Bucks are quickly into the offensive zone as the Watertown Lakers try to turn this one around. Lakers are going to have their work cut out for them. This Yankton team is a good hockey team, and they have been all year. First time to the state tournament as this one gets kicked along by Hunoff. Hunoff, again, going to push it down in the far corner. Going to look for a centering pass. Nobody home for the Yankton Bucks. Contact here in the near corner. Murphy takes it in. He gets a shot off. And that's Nygaard pushing that off to the side. Held in by the Yankton Bucks. Remy Redlin trying to get his handle on it. And he does get it out into the neutral zone where it's turned back by the Yankton Bucks right in front of that scorer's table. As Redlin goes all the way across looking for Evans. Got Evans off the boards. He's in on a backhand. Evans going to circle back around. Going to look for a centering pass. That's taken away where the Yankton Bucks will make a long stretch pass where Jorgensen gets his stick on it and disrupts it. This is Aiden Melville. Takes a shot. It was patted off. Another shot goes in by Evans, and we have a stoppage of play. So the Watertown Lakers putting some pressure on in the offensive zone early on in this one.
Save made by Muller. He's got 2 shots and 2 saves. He made 31 of 33 saves yesterday in that loss to the Sioux Falls East Flyers. Cole Nygaard had 39 saves on 48 shots in the loss to the Rushmore Thunder.
After the face-off, it's Yankton Bucks in quick. Jorgensen playing the defense and a backhand shot off the mask of Nygaard as this one goes back over to Jorgensen. He's going to try to chip it out of the zone. Yankton Bucks tap it back down around, wraps around the near side. So O'Connor back out to the defense. Puck's in the air. Melville can't find it as it comes down from the rafters in the neutral zone. Evans can't get there. Jet Van Gilder. Regrouping is Jorgensen back behind his own goalie as he taps it up to a winger. And here comes Evans. Evans going to once again come in on his backhand. He's going to turn the corner, try to get to his forehand, pushes it across. Maybe a pad save there by Luke Muller. Puck remains offensive zone for the Watertown Lakers. There comes a pass all the way across. That's the Jack Elsher is going to push it forward, and we have a stoppage of play once again as Luke Muller, he's got it in his glove. Yankton's going to make a wholesale change. Lakers are going to leave him out.
11 wins for Muller this year. That's pretty decent. 2.52 goals against average.
Very good goalie.
Yeah.
You know, one that you could say that had an opportunity to be an all-state goalie for the Yankton Bucks this year.
Yeah, he kind of held this team together and held him into a lot of games, and he's one of the reasons why the Bucks are in their first state tournament. As Jake Root tries to get it going in the right direction in the neutral zone, this puck is turned over. Yankton Bucks going to work it up out of the defensive zone, held in momentarily by the Lakers. Fanned on a pass for the Yankton Bucks in the neutral zone. Yankton Bucks tap it in deep, a little dump and chase. And this is Colton Sutton. Going to carry him back around. Jack Elsher taps it up to Root. And we could have a breakaway if we get to the puck in time. That is Sawyer Knopf. Pair of fives down in the corner. As this puck carries around and back out to Knopf from Mull. Coming off the corner, the Yankton Bucks going to get ahead of steam coming up out of their defensive zone. They take the neutral zone. Good pressure there by the Lakers, and his shot goes just a little bit wide, and Karam's all the way around the outside. And this is Mull. Mull up through the neutral zone. He draws a crowd as he crosses the blue line. And its puck is turned over. Up to the neutral zone. Once again, here come the Bucks in the offensive zone. There goes a shot up and over the top of everything. That shot went in by Hunoff. As the Yankton Bucks have to regroup in the neutral zone. This Yankton Bucks team get up and down in a hurry. That's one thing that they do well, is move the puck up and down the ice. This is Quentin Jorgensen. Puck goes all the way across the blue crease. Roberts trying to get it up out of the zone. He's looking for Kozuski. Now he gets it up in the neutral zone, sticked away partially, as Mole picks it up. He's going to look for a pass for Kozuski, and that gets picked up. Yankton Bucks coming back the other way. Good back check there by Roberts, as Jack Elsher tries to push it up to Roberts and does. And this is Evans. Loses it temporarily, and it goes back down the other end. Evans looking to pick that one off in the offensive zone, as this puck's going to come all the way back down. Remy Redlands going to circle around his own goalie. And over to Jack Elsher. Elsher looking up the ice as it's held in by the Yankton Bucks. Melville, there's a stick, John. There's a stick that hit the rafters. When's the last time you saw that?
I think it's a broken stick, too. That's a hockey headquarters loose equipment.
As Evans comes into the zone on the far side, that surprised us. Never
What
seen
in the
anything
world?
like two Yankton Bucks collide.
Can we get a replay on that?
Yeah, let's get a replay on
we
that.
might need a slow-mo replay on that. I've never seen a stick hit the rafters before.
I wonder if Austin can find that replay. Jack Elsher tries to turn it around out of his defensive zone. Now he's going to go a long stretch pass up into the neutral zone. Evans picks it up off of a teammate, gets it taken off his stick, and we've got a whistle. That puck must have went into one of the benches.
I think it hit the turnbuckle over there, and 11:42 to go. I mean, it was a broken stick. The blade of the stick was in the penalty box area, but the handle of the stick all the way down, it went flying.
Almost hit the rafters.
I mean, the speakers are right there. It almost could have pierced the speakers. That was incredible.
I thought I was seeing things. I thought something was falling from the rafters as the Yankton Bucks going in a shot with a stick save. And it goes up into the screen. Good-looking shot there from the Yankton Bucks.
Ryland Murphy took that opportunity, as they've now got 2 shots on goal, and Nygaard took the first one off the mask and made that second save, and made that second one was a good shot there by Murphy.
3 shots on goal for the Lakers. The offensive faceoff here by the Bucks. Missed it by a mile as that one went in from Dimmer. Puck goes out in the neutral zone. Dimmer's going to chase over the far side. Hits the 3rd floor of the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. We're perched up here in this far corner as Quentin Jorgensen going to circle around in back of his own goalie. Jack Elsher trying to help him get it out. And there's Roberts. Tyler Roberts, that bounced off a referee, did get into the neutral zone as we have a loose puck.
Well, he didn't go up in the air.
Yeah. Quentin Jorgensen again, a little chip shot off the glass, does get out into the neutral zone where the Bucks are going to regroup. This is Velik, gets it taken off his stick, it goes all the way back down to Hunoff. Hunoff looking for a winger on the far side. Here comes the Bucks up through the neutral zone, offensive zone, shot one wide once again. This puck goes on. There's a pad save and a loose puck cleared out of there by the Watertown Lakers. Nice job clearing that puck out was Colton Sutton. The Yankton Bucks regrouping in the neutral zone. They're going to take the offensive zone just in front of us, down in this far corner. Going into the zone was O'Connor. And they score. The Yankton Bucks get on the board first. At 10:07, I was looking the other way when it happened.
Just snuck between the legs of Cole Nygaard.
And that must be O'Connor.
It was O'Connor, Kylan O'Connor. As you see the replay right here, just a shot that Nygaard wants to have back. And Kylan O'Connor is the answer to the trivia question. The first ever Yankton Buck to score a boys varsity state tournament goal.
You're right.
Kylan O'Connor.
Write it down so you can remember it. As Millen Evans.
That's pretty cool.
Chases down to the far end. Offensive zone here for the Lakers.
It is going to be Velik, and then Perkslis will be the 2 assists.
Perkslis, that name will stop everybody. That Perixlix.
Yeah, Perixlix.
Yep, that one stops a lot of people, as we do have a stoppage of play on the ice.
I'm pretty sure that I said his name about 20 different ways the first weekend of the season, trying to remember how to say his name, and then I still always felt like I got it wrong.
Watertown Lakers push the face-off into the neutral zone as the Yankton Bucks now chip it in, but not far enough in the offensive zone. Pushed up by Tate Marco, and Jake Root on the far side looking for a centering pass, was picked off in traffic as the Yankton Bucks look up to the wing, held in by the Watertown Lakers. On the far side, that was Sawyer Knopf pushing it all the way to the other corner. Offensive zone here for the Lakers. This one does come out in neutral zone as two players get tangled up chasing that puck down, and Marco pushes it up into the neutral zone, tapped along by Holgate. Yankton Bucks in the defensive zone, back out to Remy Redlin. Remy Redlin pushes it up into the neutral zone, found it right on the on the blue line as the Yankton Bucks enter the offensive zone, turning that one around into their offensive zone for the Yankton Bucks. That was Jack Pedersen. Yeah, centering pass right in front, and Nygaard comes out point blank and grabs it with his glove and flashes just a little bit of leather. That shot went in by Murphy.
And look at the replay here. Pedersen with a great look to find Murphy, who was cutting the front of the net, but Nygaard, great positioning right into the glove.
Offensive face-off there for Pedersen, and we have a whistle. We're going to do it again.
I think Pedersen will be kicked out of the face-off, Don.
He'll have nightmares about that one.
Yeah, that was one where you're saying, how did my teammate O'Connor score and I couldn't score right in front?
Yeah.
As Murphy can't keep it on his stick in the offensive zone. Goes right over to that Watertown Laker bench where it gets pinned up momentarily by Murphy and the Watertown Lakers. This is up to Evans in the neutral zone. Evans going to go in on his forehand. He's going to go in 3-on-3, looking for a centering pass on the back side of the post. And it was sticked away just before it got there. And we're going to have a whistle and a hook.
It'll be against the Yankton Bucks. That will put Watertown in their first Pelican Power Sports power play, as it will be Weisenberger that will go. Max Weisenberger is going to get called for the hook.
We're already at 8:07 in this first period. A quick game thus far, and it's a Pelican Power Sports power play for the Watertown Lakers.
0 for 4 yesterday in their 9-2 loss to the Rushmore Thunder. It's a big spot here for Watertown to try and tie this game up.
As Mole gets thrown out of the circle, and it's Evans on the offensive faceoff, and clearing the puck are the Yankton Bucks. Have to be played by Nygaard. He's going to tap it up to Jack Elsher, as they're going to have to go the distance here to get this thing set up. Elsher hands it off to Evans, and Evans is quickly up through the neutral zone. Getting down deep in the offensive zone. Watertown Lakers going to try to set up a little offense on this Pelican Power Sports power play. It's pushed down in the far corner to Mull. Mull gets a little resistance down in that far corner. This is Dorneman. Dorneman back out to Elsher. Into the near side for the Lakers as Tyler Roberts chases it all the way back around, and the Yankton Bucks are able to shoot it down to the far end, killing off this penalty. Penalty on Weisenberger for a hook as Elsher finds the neutral zone. He's got some players waiting for him. Takes it in on his forehand, tries to leave it there for Kozuski. Gets picked off the stick as Elsher finds it right in front. Almost a shot, broken up in traffic. Yankton Bucks applying good pressure in front of the net. A little backhand shot by Mull. This one's cleared out once again as the Lakers are going to change out a couple personnel, and Jet Van Gilder up to Mason Evans. Mason Evans is in with Roberts and leaves it for Van Gilder. Van Gilder going to take it down deep in the zone, gets pinched in the far corner and tapped along by Jake Root. Jet Van Gilder holds it in the zone nicely here. They have to hurry as they got 22 seconds left in this Pelican Power Sports power play. Have yet to get a decent shot on the goalie in this power play effort, as it does go down to the left-hand side of Nygaard. Quentin Jorgensen going to get it going with his legs. He's got a long ways to go. 6 seconds if you're going to do anything with this power play opportunity as he does get it down deep. And Moeller tips it back out, and we are full strength. Full strength as the Yankton Bucks kill off a hooking penalty. Puck tied up in the far corner. It's the offensive zone for the Watertown Lakers. Tied up by numerous players in that far corner as it comes down to the near corner. All the way down on the other end, and here come the Yankton Bucks as they find the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone. There goes a shot on. That shot went on there by Weisenberger. He's the one that just got out of the box on his hooking penalty as Quentin Jorgensen taps it off the far boards and trying to get it up out of the neutral zone. And this puck goes into one of the benches, the Yankton bench. We got a stoppage of play. 5:20 left in this first period.
No shots on that power play for the Watertown Lakers as they're now 0 for 5 here in the state tournament with the man advantage. As Luke Moeller continues to be impressive. 3 saves so far, but he was impressive yesterday. He's closing in on making 40 saves in a matter of a game and a third.
As I talk to some of the Watertown Laker coaches, they think he might be the best goalie in the state. As this one goes all the way down, Evans is going to hurry down in the offensive zone, looking for a cross pass across the blue, and was broken up by Moeller as he was in the passing lane with that paddle. And on the far end, this is Van Olsen trying to get it back out from in back of his goalie, hands it out to a teammate, and the Yankton Bucks are up out of the defensive zone. Now already into the offensive zone, stepping around and meeting him in front. That was Toms. That was met by Roberts right in front. And that one goes off of Nygaard, and it's flipped up into the offensive zone. Kozuski racing into the offensive zone, turning it around as Hunoff for the Yankton Bucks. Kozuski comes up with it, nobody to pass through in the middle, and maybe took too much time, and the Yankton Bucks have surrounded him. As this puck does come down into the defensive zone for the Watertown Lakers. Coming down to chase that into the zone was Colton Sutton. Up into the neutral zone as Mole backhands it down deep into the zone. Tyler Roberts in the chase. In the far side, near corner, this is Velik. Held in by the Lakers as Tyler Roberts chases it down, and it was a glove by Moeller. Stoppage of play, just 4 minutes left in this first period. 6 shots on goal for the Bucks, 4 shots on goal for the Lakers. It's a 1-0 game. The Yankton Bucks.
Kylan O'Connor, the lone goal so far.
Face-off won by the Yankton Bucks all the way across defensive zone, up into the neutral zone, tapped forward by the Watertown Lakers. This is Mull. He's into a chase in the far corner. Trying to maintain his offensive zone is Cohen Mull. He's one of the seniors on this team as it comes out to Van Gilder. Van Gilder taps down in the far near corner as Mull once again is chasing in back of Moeller. The Yankton Bucks pushing up through the neutral zone. Van Gilder playing defense. Into this zone is Zelak. Yankton Bucks neutral zone. Get it down in the near corner. Quentin Jorgensen trying to turn this one in the right direction for the Lakers. Centering pass broke up by Jet Van Gilder in front. It's the Yankton Bucks, and a shot on and a rebound. Gets slapped in back of his net. And the Yankton Bucks are stepping around. This is Praxlis as this puck comes in the near corner. Little contact in front of the net. Looking for a centering pass as one goes up. Nobody there for the Yankton Bucks, and it's cleared out by the Watertown Lakers.
Mueller says, let's not have an icing. We're going to try and catch Watertown sleeping.
Yep, that's exactly what he was doing as they were in a change it off the post. That shot goes by Hunoff off the sidebar. And the Lakers were 1 inch away from being down by 2, and this shot goes in wide for the Yankton Bucks as the Lakers trying to get it up out of the zone, and Evans chips it in. Now just on that blue line, gets thrown in, and we're going to have an offsides call on the Watertown Lakers. Lakers survived a couple pretty good shots and a couple loose pucks.
Nygaard's kept him in this one.
And that shift change that Watertown was on, that Mueller was trying to catch them changing. Watertown only had 4 players on the ice for about 6-7 seconds, and that also helped that shot get close and off the bar.
Pedersen wins the faceoff, and now he's in the offensive zone looking for a teammate across. That was Rankin. Can't get anything going. Now the Bucks over in the middle. There's a shot that goes off wide. That pass went in by Pedersen to Murphy. Couldn't find the back of the rack as Nygaard was right there in front, and it's knocked out of the zone for the Lakers. Chasing back is Rankin. Rankin with a pass up towards neutral ice, pushed in by Jake Root. And back of Moeller is Sawyer Knopf applying pressure as he goes down. Lakers looking for a centering pass. Almost had one there to Holgate as the Lakers tap it around right in front of that Yankton bench. Now the Lakers, this is Holgate. He gets put on his back right at the red line, and the Yankton Bucks are retreating back into their defensive zone looking for a centering pass. This is Jet Van Gilder. Jet Van Gilder flips it high into the near corner as the Yankton Bucks carry this one all the way back around, and that is going to be an icing call. Offensive faceoff coming here for the Lakers.
This could easily be a 4-0 hockey game with Yankton in front. They played a solid first period.
And Watertown, they're just one shot away from tying this game up. That's to be that they could be down 4-0, but only down by one shot. There's still plenty of time in this game, even though we're down the final minute and 5 seconds.
Faceoffs are important. Scores! I was just going to say how important a faceoff is in an offensive zone. Evans,
his 20th goal.
Millen Evans fires a bullet. Watch this on the replay. Quick faceoff. This is Mo. Taps it over. Evans picks it up and whap right in the back.
That's a big shot. And again, Yankton's outplayed Watertown this first period. Yes. But with 1:02 to go, it is a 1-1 tie.
Millen Evans ties it up. He comes from a long line of Evans hockey players. Yes, he's the last one. It's Mason Max and Millen. As the Yankton Bucks are in, we got a loose stick and a puck underneath the pad of Nygaard. Hockey headquarters, loose equipment.
That was another stick that fluttered up in the air. That was hard for Nygaard to even see exactly where the puck was coming from because he got a stick flying up in the air.
48 seconds, an offensive zone face-off here for the Yankton Bucks. Tapped away by the Lakers. It caroms back around. Jack Elsher going to get it on the far corner. Tried to push it up. And it goes back of Nygaard. 34 seconds here. If you're the Lakers, you want to keep this thing even going in the locker room. Out in the neutral zone. Or the Lakers. That was Dorneman. He got surrounded quickly. And there goes a shot by Dorneman. Maybe a tip in front. And for the Lakers, that was Evans, who was right on the step. And we're going to have an icing call. 15 seconds left. 15 seconds left. Awful offensive faceoff. It didn't take long for him to do it the last time.
There's not much change, and I would say you might as well keep Cole and Mole for the faceoff and let Evans see if he can find the puck again.
If I were the Lakers, I'd put Cole and Mole on the dot and Evans to the left, like it worked last time, right? Faceoff down to the 12-second mark as this puck goes all the way back down. It's not going to go far enough for an icing. And picked up by the Bucks and pushed around in the offensive zone, and that should do it for the end of this first period. It's the Watertown Lakers. Yankton Bucks are playing at a 1-1 tie. It was Millen Evans, and right at the end of that period with just a minute two from Mull on a quick face-off goal and tying this game up.
We will step aside and come back with our first intermission report. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, KYNT, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and KYN TV.
Recently, a restaurant owner stopped by the UPS store to print new menus for his updated specials. As we were preparing his order, he asked if we could also print table tints for promoting his seasonal drinks. You bet. Hi, this is Doug with the UPS store of Yankton. We've been helping restaurants and businesses with their printing for over 8 years. Whether it's menus, table tints, or promotional materials, we're here to help your business shine. Come see us today and ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including weekend maintenance technician 2. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers. Start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
45? Got screened? It's time for your colonoscopy. Colorectal cancer is one of the most preventable and, if found early, most treatable forms of cancer. During Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Yankton Medical Clinic General Surgeons Dr. Gary, Dr. Kampshoff, and Dr. Sirk remind you to schedule your colonoscopy. The recommended age for screening has been lowered to 45, and it's a simple, outpatient procedure in their on-site surgical center that could save your life. Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank, and for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Whether you're nearing retirement or already enjoying it, I'll help you create a financial plan that works best for you. I'm Adam Walter with Vantage Financial. I believe financial planning should be as enjoyable as a day spent fishing or pheasant hunting. If you want personalized investment planning, retirement strategies, and insurance reviews tailored to your unique goals, let's talk. Search Adam Walter with Vantage Financial or visit vfplanning.com.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
Jon Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd and Jeff Anderson. 9-6 in shots in favor of the Yankton Bucks. And 0 for 1 in the power play for the Watertown Lakers. The only penalty in that first period, Weisenberger called for a hook. But O'Connor scored the first goal with 10:07 to go, and Mellon Evans tied it up with 1:02 remaining. As if you're watching on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports or on KYN TV, we'll see these replays here in just a moment of both those goals for O'Connor. Here's the first goal of the game, as O'Connor he ended up just throwing it towards the net, and one that's Cole Nygaard would like to have back, and it just squeaked right through the 5-hole to go in to make it a 1-0 lead for the Yankton Bucks. That's the first ever Yankton Bucks goal in the state tournament. And then here with 1:02 to go, we talked about how important faceoffs are. Moll won that faceoff, and Evans beat glove side of Luke Moeller to tie that game up at 1-1. I mean, that's how quick. I was still trying to finish my thought process because the puck had just dropped when I finished it, and Evans scores.
Yeah, and I was just ready to say how important this offensive faceoff is for the Lakers, and it was already in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. And being 1-1 now on the Kubota scoreboard as we welcome you here in the Kubota booth. This is a good hockey game. We were expecting 4 good games today. Mitchell was able to overtake the Aberdeen Cougars and win 6-2 and get to the Constellation Championship. But we're kind of expecting 4 good games today. And this is also a Yankton team that, although a couple weeks ago, won 10-0 against the Watertown Lakers to finish out the regular season. So Watertown had a lot to look at in film-wise to go what they wanted to do to try and get back against this Yankton team. And so far, through the first 17 minutes, they're in a good spot.
They are, and this is a big change from when they went to Yankton and got beat 10-0. At that time, the Lakers were trying some new things to bring into the state tournament, and since then they've scrapped it and went back to what they've been doing.
And they've looked like a much better team. Although Yankton controlled most of this first period.
Yes.
Cole Nygaard looked good in his 8 saves, and he's done a good job of keeping this team in. You mentioned it, Jeff, too, that it could have been a 4-0 lead for Yankton at one point.
This game reminds me a lot of when Oahe was here, and Watertown was basically outplayed in the first period, and they ended up coming back and winning the hockey game. They really didn't have any rights to win that hockey game, but they did. But they put together a really lackluster first period, came back into the job. Now, they didn't play lackluster like that when you're in the state tournament. It was a very well-played game, but they've been outplayed. Yankton's taken the tempo to them, but they're in a 1-1 game.
It is 1-1 at the end of one period. We'll come back with more of our first intermission report. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, KYNT, and you're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and on KYN TV.
It's time to stop making excuses. The peace of mind you get after a colonoscopy is worth it. It's the best way to prevent and detect one of the deadliest cancers. In fact, your doctor can remove precancerous polyps during the procedure if necessary. That's right, before it even turns to cancer. No buts about it. Get a colonoscopy at 45 and follow up every 10 years or as recommended by your doctor. Find a location or schedule now at avera.org/colon.
Looking for the perfect place to get together with friends and family, watch the game, and enjoy some of the best wings in town? Make plans to visit Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Whether it's college basketball, hockey highlights, or any other sport, your game day cravings are covered. Enjoy the action while you dig into mouth-watering wings, juicy burgers, and stacked sandwiches. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite spot for food, friends, and sports. Your game days belong at Checkers. Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
I'm Colby Kukta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT.
Call 605-653-4860 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
I'm Colby Kukta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
I'm Nick Shudak. I'm the Dean of Undergraduate Studies at Mount Marty University. We have a ton of scholarships, right? We mitigate tuition through our scholarships. The monastery is very generous in terms of some of the scholarships that are available to students. We do everything we can to make sure that we're an affordable, private, mission-driven institution, and our affordability is pretty comparable to many state institutions.
Start your journey at Mount Marty University. Schedule a tour online at mountmarty.edu. Mount Marty, where great futures begin.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation. Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
On the Kubota scoreboard earlier today, a 6-2 win for the Mitchell Marlins over the Aberdeen Cougars to advance to the Constellation Championship. They are into the fifth place game as you look at the bracket on Capital City Rock Sports as well as also on a KYN TV. We're at the 3:30 game right now. The winner of that game will face the Mitchell Marlins. There is no seventh place game. It is the loser eliminated. Aberdeen's tournament came to a close at 0-2. One of these two teams will be 0-2 and won't advance to play on Saturday. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we've got our first state semifinal game between Brookings and Sioux Falls West. After Sioux Falls West won in double overtime over Aberdeen 5-4, did they have enough in the tank to beat the Brookings Rangers? And then the Rushmore Thunder against Sioux Falls East at 8:30. The Sioux Falls East just have enough to beat the Rushmore Thunder. That's not a knock on Sioux Falls East. That is, does anybody have enough to beat the Rushmore Thunder. Regardless of energy or not, do you have enough to beat Rushmore? Because nobody has yet so far, but it should be 2 good state semifinal games.
Well, they've had an impressive year, Yankton has, and yet I'm sorry, not Yankton, but Rushmore, but they come in here undefeated, and if they don't win a state championship, they're going to say, we blew it.
That's the thing.
There's no other way to say it.
Yep.
And the pressure's on them all the way through, because they came in with such a phenomenal year, and they were so impressive. Can they do it for 3 more games? Probably so, because they've got depth.
Yeah.
Among other things. And they've got 2 really good goalies that are both undefeated, strangely enough. So, but if they don't win it all, it's going to be a disappointing season for them. And they've had an outstanding year.
And not that all the other 7 teams are saying that we can't beat Rushmore. They're just saying that Rushmore have to win. Rushmore has to win.
Yep.
Nobody's expecting.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's expecting Sioux Falls East to win. Even some of the Sioux Falls fans are probably saying it's going to be really tough. I don't know if we can do it. But as long as there's belief in the locker room for those guys and the coaching staff, all it takes is just those guys on the ice and the coaching staff to get the job done. And the Rushmore Thunder, like Jeff said, the pressure is on them to win the state championship. Not on anybody else to beat them. The pressure's on them to win it.
Well, and the pressure's on these 3 teams on this right-hand side. All 3 of those teams, Brookings, of course, with their tradition, they're saying, give us a shot. They just want a shot. Sioux Falls East is welcoming this shot to try to beat the Rushmore Thunder.
That's the other thing, too, is everybody's saying, we'll go after them. Even if we don't beat them, we'll go after them.
You gotta beat the best to be the best.
That's exactly right. But they go into a game, Sioux Falls does, hoping to beat the Rushmore Thunder. Rushmore goes in and says, we expect to win. There's a big difference.
There's a lot of hope on one side, and there's a lot of expectations on the other side. I think that, and I'd say that there's expectations for all 3 of these teams, other than the Rushmore Thunder. They're expecting, they have the aspirations of winning a state championship, but the expectation is a little bit different for the Rushmore Thunder right now coming in than it is for the other 3 teams into the state semifinal. And again, that's not to take anything away from Sioux Falls East, their opponent tonight, and then Brookings, Sioux Falls West. Everything that we say is so much what the Rushmore Thunder can do, and not a knock on any other team. The other 7 teams here are pretty good hockey teams, but it's just the Rushmore Thunder and everybody else, and can anybody get to that point to beat the Rushmore Thunder?
Well, and those Brookings fans that are listening, they're saying, hold on, you guys. Hold on here. We're the defending state champions 4 times in a row.
And that,
why are we talking about Rushmore? That's the mindset that Brookings has.
And that's, again, when we talk about Rushmore, it's not even a knock on Brookings. There's no knock on Brookings for them winning 4 straight state championships, or they're not a good enough team to beat Rushmore. Just that Rushmore has been so good all year that in every state championship, the next one's always the best one, the best feeling. But for the Brookings Rangers or Sioux Falls West or Sioux Falls East, winning a state championship against and beating that #1 team, Rushmore, got to feel one of the sweetest of all time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
If they get that done.
I was going to say, speaking of Brookings, they had, of course, a name that you'd recognize, Breck Hershoff.
Yep.
And Breck Hershoff, of course, was a pest in everybody's pocket, so to speak, for years. He played for these Shamrocks earlier this year. Now he's up in Canada playing in there, hoping to get a shot at college hockey.
Well, and I think you're going to see some moving around on that Rushmore team, too. That team's got so much talent. You wonder if they're going to stick around. Who knows? But good for them if they think they should move on. More power to them. It's always good when kids come out of the South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association and move on, and you root for those kids as they go.
Yeah, exactly. A couple other guys, one guy in particular from the Pierre area, Carter Sanderson, playing in the USHL right now for the Muskegon Lumberjacks, and he's already committed to North Dakota, the University of North Dakota, and he's hoping to have even higher aspirations of just going to play at University of North Dakota. But we're ready for the second period. It's quickly approaching. It is here. Jim Lloyd's going to call the second period.
It's the period of long ice. It's going to be Pedersen and Dornman. This is won by the Watertown Lakers. However, it's already in the offensive zone quickly by the Yankton Bucks. Chipped in and all the way down. And this is Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts going to take a look, puts a right onto the goalie. The goalie is Luke Moeller. And the Watertown Lakers with a good first look and a pass that went away from the Velick and went to his own goalie. We have a stoppage of play.
Well, already Moeller's had to make a save. You like that as a coach. You want your goalies to get into each period right away.
We were kind of laughing about that last night about Nygaard getting that first. That's about the only time you're saying, no, we don't want to shot that early from the Rushmore Thunder. We're going to have a lot. We don't need it that early.
Face-off initially won by the Yankton Bucks. This is Kozuski looking for a centering pass. Didn't quite get there in time for Evans. And we're going back up the other way as Velick tries to get it all the way across the neutral zone. Now Evans, he touches it in the neutral zone. And it's going to go all the way back down. Evans and Hunoff. Evans is the only one back here now as this puck is trapped temporarily in the far corner. Kozuski in the near corner. Going to try to get this thing off the boards. Where Melville tried to stop the exit by the Yankton Bucks. And the Yankton Bucks are in a little offensive zone just a little bit too early.
You are listening to KCCR FM Blunt as well as KYNT Yankton as we are past the 4 o'clock hour. 1-1 is our score on the Kubota scoreboard with 15:49 to go in the second period.
If you're the Lakers, this is the kind of game that you need to stay in with the Bucks. You need to keep it real close in a low-scoring game. The Lakers are not known to put a lot of points up, so the closer you can keep it tied or within one. As this face-off doesn't look like it's moved off the dot. No, there it moves, just a little bit. And it goes into the defensive zone where Elsher's going to retreat in the defensive zone, create himself a little space. It's handed over into the neutral zone. The Bucks tap it down. Nygaard stops it in back of his own goal. And the Lakers are going to try to work it up as Dorneman looking for a centering pass, intercepted in front. That was intercepted by Sadalak. Is that how you say it, John?
Sedlacek.
As Mo looking for a centering pass. As the Lakers are already in the offensive zone, deep below the red line. This is Mo looking for an outlet. As Roberts finds it right in back, and he's going to skate it up. He's going to turn back around and looking down below to Mo. Mo behind the fence, and he's looking for Dorneman in front. Good look, but it was broken up just enough by the Bucks in front. This puck goes out towards the crease, pushed away by Moeller. And this shot goes in, a little backhanded shot goes in by Root, and it's enough for a stoppage of play as Moeller gloves it.
Yesterday's first game that you had 2 goals in the first minute of the contest. Of course, then they went to double overtime.
Yeah.
But they got both their goalies into the game. Moeller's getting tested right now down here.
Pedersen and Root take the face-off, won by the Bucks. As they get it up to the neutral zone, it's going to go all the way back down. The race is on in the far corner when Jet Van Gilder. They get an icing call. As we're going to come all the way back down to the left-hand side of Luke Moeller.
Of course, Jet had a brother, Gunnar, that played on this team, too.
Might have been your favorite name to say, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff's loved that name for years.
Gunnar Van Gilder.
And Gunnar's in the military now as the Lakers. Kozuski looking for a centering pass.
Good spot then.
I was going to say that name fits well for the military.
Kozuski looking for a centering pass for Evans. Broken up in front by the Yankton Bucks, and they're quickly up through the neutral zone. Far side, this is Murphy. Murphy's going to drag it all the way down to the corner. Gives it up to Evans. Evans going to push it into the near corner. As Rankin now looking for a centering pass. He's got it broken up, just not enough on it for Pedersen. As this puck is in the far corner. Good resistance there by the Lakers. As this backhanded pass right in front of the net, and it goes all the way back down. And it is going to be an icing call as the Lakers ice the puck. Offensive faceoff coming here for the Yankton Bucks. On the right-hand side of Nygaard.
Yeah, 13:45 to go, period number 2, a 1-1 hockey game.
Someone once said that the next one's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew a guy that used to say the next one is a big one.
Wonder who that was.
We referenced that a few times. As the Watertown Lakers win the faceoff, and they're up through the neutral zone. Chasing over there is Holgate. Holgate and Root trying to hold it in their offensive zone, does come out. This is pushed back in by Knopf on the far side. This is Velik. Rankin over to Velik. The puck in front, a backhand pass, and a couple players go down. We have a whistle. And what are we going to get? I didn't see a penalty indication.
Sawyer Knopf, I believe, is going to get one. I don't know.
It is going to be Sawyer Knopf.
It's a rough against Sawyer Knopf, and that was a little bit of a. It was from behind that sent the player down to the ice, and more so got into the boards, but didn't look like too much there to be called for a rough. But Knopf is going to go, so it's a power play now for the Yankton Bucks. Their first one of the day. Pelican Power Sports power play.
And Jeff, you mentioned it in the pregame. Lakers need to stay out of the box. There goes a shot on Nygaard. Had a piece of it. Goes right back out, and it's chipped out of the zone. It's a Pelican Power Sports power play here for the Yankton Bucks. As they're going to work it up. Long stretch pass into the neutral zone. Back across the neutral zone. This is Pedersen. He gets taken off the puck. Good job there by the Lakers as they clear the zone one more time. This one goes on net.
Remember the first year they had the Pelican
Power Sports power play?
Nobody could say it.
No, we still have trouble with it. That's what makes it so fun. As the Lakers try to chip it out, and there goes a shot on flat on the ice for the Yankton Bucks as it caroms down into the near corner. As this one is stepped over. Good job there by Holgate getting a stick on it as they move towards the center. There's a power play set up. A nice little fake there, a good fake by Pedersen. Thought he was going to take a shot right away, and he pulled it back out, and this is Evans. He's going to bring it into the offensive zone on his backhand, clearing it out once again. We're already at 47 seconds left in this Yankton power play as they do take the offensive zone. Puck tied up just inside the blue line. Stepping around once again is the Yankton Bucks. And pushed down in the near corner and a one-timer. Maybe a stop there for Nygaard as it went out and back. And it's already back up to the point for the Bucks. Getting taken off his stick from Pedersen. Nice job there by Melville. Clearing this puck out. 18 seconds left. The Yankton Bucks, if they're going to capitalize on this power play, they got to hurry. Going the length of the ice is Hunoff. Going to go in on his backhand with Mull on his shoulder. Jet Van Gilder looks to pin it in the back. As the puck keeps moving around, centering pass maybe went off the back of the fence.
One shot, maybe.
And it's held in as we are 5-on-5, and he scores! That was Caden Hunoff just as we went 5-on-5. Not a power play goal.
Just inside the blue line.
The puck came back to Hunoff as we're watching the replay.
Look at this, it comes out there.
And traffic again. And a bunch of traffic, and Nygaard just never really saw it cleanly. Might have been hit by somebody, maybe a Watertown Laker in front. And it's a 2-1 lead for Yankton. They're back on top.
Just as good as a power play goal. They just went 5-on-5. In fact, I don't think the Watertown Laker penalty person that sat the penalty was even on the ice completely. As this one is in the offensive zone. For the Yankton Bucks now trickles back out right in front of the two benches and goes back into the defensive zone for the Lakers. Lakers look up to Evans in the neutral zone, a little no-look backhand pass, and Elsher is in. Elsher's in on a backhand looking for a pass, centering pass to Kozuski. He couldn't find it as he just had a backhand as all he had to try to get onto that one. And this is Sutton. He's going to turn it back around up to Melville. Aiden Melville, he's an assistant captain on this team, a young assistant captain. Done a good job for the Lakers as we're going back the other way. This is Evans. Evans going to take a shot. That was sticked away. Roberts and Evans are in. In the near side, Kozuski looking for a centering pass. Roberts to Evans and back over to Kozuski. Good look there. A little tick and tack for those two as the zone is held by Sutton for the Watertown Lakers. This is Elsher. Back over to the other side to Mull. He couldn't get it as it caromed off the wall, and the Yankton Bucks are up the other way. They're going down as O'Connor. O'Connor on a backhand gets taken down and into the wall as the Lakers come up with the puck. A check trying to go on there by the Yankton Bucks. This is Elsher. Elsher's going to regroup in back of his own goalie. And the Lakers are up into the neutral zone, slapped forward by the Yankton Bucks. O'Connor looking for a centering pass. Lots of traffic for the Lakers as they can't hold that one in. Rankin couldn't get it to his stick. And it does get held in. Mull is tapping it over to his defender, held in by the Lakers, or by the Yankton Bucks, and they score again. And that's Murphy.
Turnover in their own zone by the Lakers.
Lakers controlling the puck and not able to clear it. Although they did have control in their defensive zone for quite a bit. You'll see this.
Great pass over, and 2 Watertown Lakers that never got to Rylan Murphy before he took the shot. And Nygaard doesn't have much to do when you're 5 feet in front of the goal and also being screened on top of it.
And there's a couple assists on that. We'll see if we can get them and see how they're scored. But it was Rylan Murphy.
It'll be Tucker Rankin and Perkslis that will get the assists.
All right, so the Yankton Bucks are up through the neutral zone on the far side. This is Murphy. Murphy on a forehand. Gets it taken off his stick. Good job there by the Lakers in the defensive zone. Now pushing it up to the neutral zone. Can't get the handle on it. Was Root. The Yankton player goes down right on the red line. And looking for a penalty. This puck comes out. In back of Nygaard. Loose puck just for a second. Now in the far corner. Chipping around on the far side. Root's trying to push it in the right direction for the Lakers. And we are going to get a whistle now.
Don't know if it's both or just one. Looks like it
looks like they're taking them both. Yep.
So we'll stay 5-on-5, but we'll have each with a penalty.
So 5-on-5 hockey continues.
Velik is the one for the Yankton Bucks. Didn't catch the Watertown Laker that went to the box.
Close in shots on goal. 12 for the Yankton Bucks, 10 for the Watertown Lakers. Yankton Bucks up 3-1 as they have scored 2 goals back-to-back in this second period. It was a 1-1 tie after one. Yankton Bucks win the offensive faceoff, and this is Melville. Melville trying to push it out, and then the Lakers are able to clear the zone.
There's Jorgensen in the box for the Watertown Lakers.
Van Cleve trying to clear it out. The Lakers pushing it all the way across. We're 5-on-5. A couple guys sitting in the bench. One from each team as Yankton Bucks go in 1-on-1 with the goalie, and Nygaard had just enough to push it off. That was O'Connor. That went on a backhand attempt in a hurry. And O'Connor lays the lumber on a defensive player for the Lakers. And we're already down on a delayed penalty. This is Kozuski. Kozuski just missed it. It's a delayed penalty. The Lakers have an extra attacker as long as they hang on to the puck. This is Kozuski. Kozuski over to Evans. Looking back. This is Kozuski right behind the rack. Centering pass, and Melville couldn't get there. Good job by the Lakers trying to get an attempt on a delayed penalty. And an extra attacker as Nygaard flew off into the bench.
Tough to do when you're at the other end of the ice.
Yeah.
If you're a goalie.
O'Connor is called for an elbow with 7:41 to go here in the second period. Be the second power play, Pelican Power Sports power play now for Watertown, and they've got to find a way to score here if you're Watertown.
Yep, you need one.
Yeah.
On an O'Connor elbow, that could be the difference to get the Lakers within one. Rolling in is Jake Root. On an offensive faceoff cleared by the Bucks. It's going to be sent all the way back down by Hunoff. It is going to go on net as Jet Van Gilder going to get the legs going, passes it up to the near board, and Hunoff shoots it back in. Karam's all the way back around. Catching it over there is Rankin. Rankin tried to keep it in the offensive zone, and Holgate up through the neutral zone. He's going to get it deep in the zone, wait for Lakers to tag in, and gets it taken off his stick. Rankin hits it off, and it goes up into the Laker bench.
And Mason Lloyd missed that catch over there.
He's usually got pretty good hands. I can't believe he didn't have it.
Might have to talk to him about that one after the game.
Yeah, he's got to get ready. Maybe he wasn't ready.
And hands in his pocket. He's got to have the hands out of the pocket.
Oh, he'll be listening. And this face-off is cleared off by
Dad.
the Bucks as Nygaard goes off his knee, going to get it quickly up to the neutral zone. And Evans is going to come in. This is a Lakers Pelican Power Sports power play. He's going to backhand it all the way back around Moeller. Going to tap it out to the defense. Going to try to set up. Here's Evans. Evans going to get a look. Here he takes a shot, misses everything. Comes back out to Jack Elsher at the blue line. He's going to step around down to Evans. Evans going to look back to Elsher. Elsher's going to push it deep all the way to Mull. Mull reverses field behind the goal, and he squirts it in on a little wraparound. Cohen Mull. And the Lakers are within one.
Power play goal for Cohen Mull, and a great job, as you'll see the replay here in a second, being able to find going one way, going the other way. Moeller can't figure out which way he's going to go, and that quick little wraparound was able to beat Moeller's right skate to get in the back of the net to make it a 3-2 game.
I'm not so sure Moeller knew where that was going, and Mull, I don't think he was going to shoot it right away either.
You saw that little bit of opening.
Cohen Mull is going to Dakota State to play football when he's done with his senior year. Face-off is underway. In a 2-1 game as the Lakers, Cohen Mull gets the Lakers within one. Up to the neutral zone. Here's the Yankton Bucks. There goes a shot just a little wide. Karam's back around, held in by the Bucks. Far corner. There goes a shot in and a tip. Just a little bit off the rack as the Watertown Lakers look to get it up out of the defensive zone. This is Jet Van Gilder with a long stretch pass, just intercepted. He was looking up in the neutral ice. That was Van Cleve that made that nice interception. And we are 5-on-5 hockey as the Lakers score a power play goal. It's tapped down deep into the offensive zone for the Lakers. Collision over in the far corner as the Yankton Bucks look to work up out of this defensive zone. Jake Root holds it in. It does come out into the neutral zone. Elsher pops it down. Karam's all the way around to the far corner. Reporting to duty over there is Evans. Evans in front. He takes a slap shot, a one-timer on a loose puck. And Moeller was ready for it as two people collide once again. And quickly, the Yankton Bucks are in on down on the far end. This is Toms. Down in the far corner, Elsher's going to chase behind his own goalie. Going to reverse field. Nice couple moves there by Elsher to try to clear himself some space and get out into the neutral zone. Evans with a long stick tries to keep it moving in the offensive zone. He does hold it in. And we're going to get a whistle. I believe it's an offsides.
Jack Elsher and Millen Evans got the assists on the goal for Cohen Mull to make this a one-goal game with 5:14 remaining here in the second period.
Elsher's had a solid year.
He has. He's a senior defender. No, he's a junior. Sorry,
Junior,
I thought
yeah.
I always think he's a senior, but he is a junior.
Because he's played for a number of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of holds that defense together at times as Roberts throws it in deep. He gets surrounded, loses a stick. Hockey headquarters are going to fix him up if he needs a stick. That's loose equipment by hockey headquarters as Quentin Jorgensen creates some space in the defensive zone. Looks up to Dorneman. Dorneman had his stick tied up in the offensive zone, however. And this is Tyler Roberts going to put a check on in the near corner. Couldn't come up with the puck as the Yankton Bucks get it up and out of the zone, chasing down on the far end. For the Yankton Bucks is Schramm. Schramm gets down there in a hurry, still has the puck behind his own goalie. Loose puck in front, cleared out by the Lakers. As it comes up into the neutral zone, and the Yankton Bucks are going to, Murphy going to look for a stretch pass right up to that Laker bench. Almost hit a skate as the Lakers were getting a change. Elsher in the far corner, he's going to get it coming up out of the defensive zone. Held in by the Yankton Bucks. Down in the far corner is Pedersen. Tried to get a stick on it. Tyler Roberts shoots it in back of his own goalie. This is Kozuski. Gets it taken off his stick. Loose puck in front. Shot goes wide. Yankton Bucks off offensive zone. Loose puck in front. Held in here by the Yankton Bucks. This is Hunoff. Looking for a little give and go. There's a puck in front. A lot of traffic there, Lakers, as it's held in by the Yankton Bucks. Held in by Renken. Pushes it down deep. Pass goes all the way across, and it's a race up through the neutral zone. And it doesn't look like Roberts is going to win the race as he was out of gas. Going back the other way, and we're going to have an offsides on the Yankton Bucks.
Pedersen was offside as Murphy carried it across.
And Murphy was off to the races there.
He was picking up a lot of speed.
That's Rylan Murphy. He scored that 9:25 from Rankin. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. It's won by the Lakers. This is Melville. Aiden Melville looking for a centering pass. Nobody there, held in by the Lakers. Lakers going to step it down on the far corner. Over on the far side there, this is Dimmer. Dimmer for the Yankton Bucks. Back behind his own goalie, pushes it up to a winger. Kozuski trying to hold it in. Evans can't get there and hold it in. And it goes back to Jet Van Gilder. Looking for Evans, taps it in. And it goes back to the Yankton Bucks as they push it up into the neutral zone. Far side, Quentin Jorgensen. As Evans taps it along. And back in the offensive zone, and a shot goes on. Puck in front. That shot went on by Perkelis. Say it, John. Perixless. You and I practiced that too, and I just forgot.
That was kind of a knuckleball puck that time, and Nygaard almost had a little trouble controlling it.
Perixless. He wears number 39, Connor Perixless. That's how you practice it before you say it. As this puck
Easy for you to say.
This puck is shot on there by the Yankton Bucks, just inside the blue line. And Lakers, as they try to work it out. Puck in front, there's a pad save. No, it's not a pad save. The Yankton Bucks are going to score with 2:34. In this second period, it's going to be Tucker Rankin.
And again, we'll see a replay here of Rankin being right in front. Another turnover that the Lakers can't clear the zone. Nice backhand pass. Rankin's right in front. And he's not going to miss from there with his 16 goals that he had during the season.
I called it as a pad save. It hit the pad and kind of crawled over the top. It's a 4-2 game, Yankton Bucks.
That's a big goal for Yankton to get back up by 2 as we close in on the end of the second period.
2:34 left in the second period. Both of these teams are looking to play on Saturday. The other one is going to be done for the season. Offense. Goes a shot in from Pedersen. Goes all the way across the crease. So there was a penalty at the same time.
Yeah, Cohen Mole, as this is iced by Watertown. So Cohen Mole got called for a penalty, but it was obviously it's just booked as a hook with that 2:34 to go. No power play. And the 2 assists, Jack Pedersen and Rylan Murphy get the assists.
We
on the Tucker Rankin goal.
Mark it down anyway. Still a penalty. The Yankton Bucks win the offensive faceoff. Intercepted by the Lakers. Up through the defensive zone. That was Quentin Jorgensen. Thought about skating it out and then retreated back. Tried to create himself a little bit of room. And far side. Shot goes up. Sticked away by the Lakers. As they're going to work it up out of the defensive zone. Taking off his stick. Jake Root now he's going to just tap it out. It was not an icing as it probably was touched somewhere along the line by Holgate maybe. As the Yankton Bucks now push it up into the neutral zone. Intercepted there by Evans. Evans back over to the other side to Knopf. He gets it taken off his stick and goes up to the neutral zone. Can't find a player up going up through the neutral zone. That was Murphy. As the Lakers, Evans in the offensive zone. Centering pass, Kozuski puts it on right into Moeller's chest. Good look there for the Lakers. Kozuski had just a second to look at it.
That was a big save there from Luke Moeller. Trying to keep this a 2-goal game. He has made 11 saves on 13 shots as Moeller as he looks to get to the first ever win in the state tournament for the Yankton Bucks.
As the Lakers win the offensive faceoff over to the far side. Aiden Melville looking for a centering pass to Evans, and we're back the other way. This is going all the way down. As they get the offensive zone, 2 players go down in the near corner. Yankton Bucks is kicking it along as we have a player down there without a stick, and we're at that 1-minute mark. In the second period, it's 4-2 Yankton Bucks. As the Lakers get it intercepted. As Hunoff holds it in the zone, and he's going to chase once again just inside that blue line, going to carry him all the way back around. There's Rankin behind the net, centering pass, and they're going to score again.
Perixless will get that goal. They got Nygaard looking to his right. Peric's shot goes to his left. And that's a back-breaking goal against the Watertown Lakers. And an even bigger momentum builder for the Yankton Bucks.
38 seconds in the end of that second period. You're right. That is a back-breaking goal. You got to carry that one into the locker room.
Again, got caught watching the puck. Peric's was open from the pass from Rankin. They make that Sendlot check that had that pass to make it a 5-2 game.
As Tyler Roberts taps it back to Quentin Jorgensen, back up to Roberts in the neutral zone. All the way across the neutral zone, up to Jet Van Gelder. He loses it off his stick. And the Yankton Bucks, this is Hunoff. Hunoff going to go in on a forehand, surrounded there by Mull. Hunoff gets it back again. He's looking to the center, goes back out. Two defenders, they're going to push it down. We're at that 7-second mark. Puck down in the far corner. This is Hunoff. Tries to get a centering pass. Fans on the pass. There's a shot in. It goes up and over Nygaard. And Nygaard says, let's go to the locker room. And that's the end of the second period. 15 shots on goal by the Yankton Bucks. But the Lakers find themselves down 5-2 at the end of 2.
5 goals in that second period. It was 1-1 after 1. Now it's a 5-2 lead for Yankton at the end of 2. We will come back and recap the second period for you. That's coming up next. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock KYNT. Watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and KYN TV.
Quality tarps shipped today. Get back to work faster with Sherco's Express Tarps program. Convenient same-day shipping on replacement tarps designed to fit the most common trailer makes and models. Manufactured with superior quality materials, workmanship, and customer service, Sherco Express Tarps will have you back in the field and on the road in no time. For additional details and to learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Here's the deal, renters. When you combine State Farm auto and renter's insurance, you can save an average of $642. You heard me. So you get the right coverage for your car and stuff at the right price for you. State Farm agent Rhonda Westland and her team are ready to help you combine auto and renter's insurance and save. Call 605-665-4411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Then give First Chiropractic Centers a call. We've been helping people get back into their game for over 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, like ice skating, snowmobiling, or simply shoveling snow, household chores, exercising, or daily activities, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. Call First Chiropractic Centers today or visit us at firstchiropracticcenter.com. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
To all of our existing customers and new customers, I have exciting news. This is Larry from Larry's Heating and Cooling. We're offering a complete carrier, 2.5-ton air conditioner and basic installation for $31.43. This AC has 410A refrigerant and is ideal for our region. Want the new refrigerant? Add $300. All sizes on sale. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion. And remember, before you buy anything, give us a call for a second quote.
Are fine lines and wrinkles making you feel less confident? Imagine a smoother, more radiant you in just one visit. The solution? Botox. Dr. Elwood at Elwood Family Dental Care is trained and experienced in providing cosmetic Botox to reduce fine lines in the facial region. Say goodbye to frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead wrinkles and rediscover your natural beauty with safe and effective Botox treatment. Contact Elwood Family Dental Care today to schedule a consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
South Dakota football and volleyball season tickets are available now. The Coyote football team reached new heights in 2024, totaling 11 wins and earning an appearance in the FCS playoff semifinals.
Bauman fires deep, got a man open. It's Jack Martins. He's got it. He's in. Touchdown, South Dakota.
Volleyball continued their tradition of success, appearing in their 5th NCAA tournament. Join the fun and secure your seats at GoYotes.com.
With 5 goals combined between the two teams in that second period, as it was Kate Hunhoff that scored first for the Yankton Bucks, 11:13 to go. Then it was Yankton again to make it a 3-1 lead as Ryland Murphy ended up scoring from Rankin and Peric's. Cohen Moe on the power play made it a 3-2 game with 6:56 to go, but in the last 2.5 minutes, it was then Rankin and Perkslis that both scored to make it a 5-2 lead. As you look at those, the game reset and the second period stats, 15-13 in shots in favor of Yankton over Watertown. And it was 1 for 2 in the power play so far for Watertown, but you see 5 different goal scorers for the Yankton Bucks as Jon Winkler alongside Jim Lloyd and Jeff Anderson, and a really good second period for this Yankton Bucks team to score 4 of the 5 goals to take that 3-goal lead.
Well, and we talked about it at the start of the game. You needed to stay out of the penalty box, and you also didn't want to turn over the puck in your own zone. And twice Watertown has done that, and it's resulted in goals for Yankton.
Yeah, and a lot of goals scored for the Yankton Bucks. And again, this Yankton team is one that's, Jim, that can score. There's a lot of guys, they got some good depth of scoring, and they show that here in the second period.
Well, yeah, five different players scoring here. They're spreading the wealth, that's for sure. But Yankton can do that. That's not a real surprise. Yankton has done that all year long. That's what put them in to the position they're in coming into their first state tournament. And the Lakers, I think, on their end, as we look at a replay, it's frozen here now. We'll see if we can get it rolling. There it is.
We'll start looking at all those goals that were scored. This one, again, Watertown could not clear the zone. Hunhoff, that was a Hunhoff goal from the point that went right past. I think it might have been a little bit deflected by a teammate of Watertown. And then another turnover that's stayed in the zone for the Yankton Bucks. And again, no chance for Nygaard with Murphy's goal. That made it a 3-2 game, or a 3-1 game. This made it a 3-2 game. I'm interested to see how much room that Mole had, as it was, boy, that is just an inch or so, as Mueller was almost pretty much completely from one end of the post to the other with his pads and his skates, and he had just enough to Mole to score to make it a 3-2 game at the time. And then as we get the goal to make it a 4-2 game, actually the 5-2 game with Perkslis, again another spot from behind the net, and Nygaard didn't really have a whole lot of chance on a lot of these goals by the Yankton Bucks, as he has been able to stop 10 of the 15 shots. Those will look at your replay throughout that second period, and I'll let you finish that point, Jim, that you're making.
Yeah, it's not real a surprise that the Yankton Bucks are going to spread the wealth like they did. 5 different goal scorers. And they've done that all season long. This Yankton team is a really good hockey team coming into this tournament, and we knew they'd make some noise somewhere along the line in this tournament. Of course, they lost in a good game against East 2-0 yesterday. But the Yankton Bucks, they're having some opportunities, and they're capitalizing on them. Lakers, a few mistakes in the defensive zone.
And too many mistakes so far for the Yankton Bucks to for the Watertown Lakers to be able to be down by 3 to the Yankton Bucks and find themselves in kind of a desperation mode going into that third period, with the fact that they're down by 3 and need to find a way to score those 3 goals against a really good goaltender and against a really good team that's really looking forward to winning that first game of the state tournament.
Yankton has been very opportunistic, no question about it.
This is a 5-2 lead at the end of 2 periods. We'll step aside and come back with more of our second intermission report. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, KYNT. We're watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and on KYN TV.
Health insurance doesn't have to be complicated. At Missouri River Associates, we make it easy to find the coverage that works for you and your family. Hi, I'm Jen Great. I can help you find an individual plan, family plans, or options through the marketplace. We've got you covered. With over 23 years experience, I can help you navigate affordable options and get peace of mind. Call Missouri River Associates today, 665-6885.
Are you looking to buy or sell your home, but not sure where to start? I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. With almost 20 years of experience and a passion for finding the perfect match, I'll work hard for you, answer all your questions along the way, and make it stress-free. Call me at 605-664-5555, and let's get you moving.
Have a graduating senior in May? Well, It'll be here before you know it. Set up your rooms now for out-of-town guests at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. The Fairfield offers a comfortable, relaxing stay in modern rooms, and ask about their gathering room for graduation parties. The Holiday Inn Express features large family rooms, hot breakfast, and free happy hour. Get a great rate and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express in Yankton direct.
Get it cleaned with Buell's.
Dress shirts, suits, dresses, coats. At Buell's, they specialize in dry cleaning and pressing. You can pick it up or even have it delivered.
Got a tough stain you're worried about getting out? Leave it to Buell's. They're experts in getting out those nasty stains.
Do you wash your own comforter? If you really want it clean, let Buell's do it. Their large-size washers are perfect for comforters.
If you need it clean, take it to Buell's. 444 West 3rd, Yankton.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Boston Shoes to Boots is your locally owned family shoe store located in downtown Yankton on Cedar Street. We offer the service and quality product to fit the whole family. Whether you're in the market for athletics, dress, casual, or work, come shop with us 6 days a week or shop online all the time at bostonshoestoboots.com. Try out our foot scanner and get fitted for insoles. Happy feet keep you healthy and on the move. Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics.
With the Build Dakota Scholarship, the math is simple. 0 student loans, 0 job hunt drama, and 0 things holding you back. All those zeros add up to a 100% full ride to a South Dakota technical college. With degrees in nursing, engineering, agriculture, automotive, and way more, hundreds of careers are right at your fingertips. Scholarship applications are open now through March 31st. Apply in 3 easy steps at BuildDakotaScholarships.com.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This year, make smart use of your tax refund with new Clopay garage doors from Upper Midwest Garage Door. Residential, commercial, and ag buildings, we offer several options to fit any budget and can show you digitally what your home will look like before you commit to your new doors. Have fun and enjoy your tax refund while investing in your home with new Clopay garage doors. Give us a call for a free consultation or visit uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
It's never a good time to find yourself stuck on the side of the road. When you do, call Gary's Towing, your trusted family-owned towing service serving the Yankton area for over 50 years. Whether it's light, medium, or heavy towing, they've got the right equipment and the experience to get you back on the road fast. Day or night, call Gary, Mike, or Mason, 665-4351. Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan. Your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at Parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Hey, welcome back into the Avera Intermission Report. Yankton Bucks on cruise control right now, entering the third period of action. A reminder that if the Yankton Bucks are able to hold on to this lead, they will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll have that action for you, simulcasting, of course, on KYNT and KYN-TV. Hopefully you can join us. We'll take one last very quick break, and we'll come back and send you back up to Watertown with Jon Winkler in Capital City Rock.
Does anyone in your family have macular degeneration? At Vision Care Associates, we are dedicated to delivering the highest standard of eye care, utilizing the latest medical advancements to protect and improve your vision. That's why we offer ZX Pro, a new technology that measures the risk for macular degeneration. ZX Pro is a test used to assess macular health before signs of macular degeneration even begin. Be proactive and schedule an appointment.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
At the dot, gives that puck up to the Yankton Bucks neutral zone as they're going to tap it in deep in their offensive zone. This is Elsher. Elsher going to give it back to Remy Redlin. Pushes it out, held in by the Yankton Bucks. Shot goes in wide. That shot went in by Velik as the Lakers are going to get into the neutral zone. This is Mull. Mull's going to chip it up into the offensive zone. Chase down deep, turning it around is Velik for the Yankton Bucks. Yankton Bucks quickly into the offensive zone on a forehand. There's a shot go by Murphy right off of a pad of Nygaard and held in once again. Nygaard's got it in his glove. We get a stoppage of play just barely in to this third period.
He's a busy guy down there.
He is.
Made 12 saves on 17 shots as Cole Nygaard. With the Watertown Lakers, they've got to outscore Yankton by at least 3 in this third period. That's a tall order against this Yankton squad.
Offensive faceoff by Yankton as Evans gets it up to the neutral zone and goes off his skate and goes out into the neutral zone, red line. And this one is flipped up into the Watertown Lakers bench. The difference has been in this game is 4 goals by the Yankton Bucks in that second period. As we played to a 2-1. The end of the second or first period.
1-1 after the first period.
1-1 after. Yeah, it is 1-1. And we're at 5-2 now as the Yankton Bucks take a shot in. Goes pad save. And on the far side, Kozuski tries to chip it in. Held in once again by the Yankton Bucks. Player goes down. Over on the far side, that was Van Cleve and Evans. Evans is in with Melville. Maybe a pass, maybe a shot. Nonetheless, down into the near corner as the Yankton Bucks chase it up into the neutral zone. Neutral zone, they take the zone. On the far side, Evans picks it up, and he's going to park behind his goalie. Going to hand it off to Elsher. Elsher's up out of the defensive zone and neutral zone, chasing all the way across is Holgate. He loses it to his stick. Evans once again on the red line. He's going to flip it up, and that one is going to go up into the rafters. Didn't touch anything, I don't think.
I don't know how it didn't.
How did it not touch anything? As this shot goes all the way across the blue paint for the Lakers.
You've seen a puck up there now and a stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one caroms around, tapped into the neutral zone, and quickly in is Pedersen. Pedersen looking for a centering pass as a player comes back in off the far post. That was Murphy. Almost scored himself a goal there. And we got a stoppage of play.
Referee blew the whistle. Maybe a little bit too early, but Nygaard almost had it covered up. And I don't know how that first one, though, didn't go in. Pedersen had an open net and a great defensive play by Watertown to disrupt the shot.
Far side post.
And it was nearly 6-2 a couple times for the Yankton Bucks.
This is Mullen Pedersen. This is won by the Lakers, and it was out as the Yankton Bucks have to check up, and they're going to get an offsides call.
Incredible stop there by Watertown just before that. And again, the Nygaard was diving back across the net to try and cover it up. Didn't really get it, but got enough for the referee to lose sight of it to get the whistle.
Neutral zone face-off, won by the Bucks, as they're going to throw it in near side, going to wrap all the way back around. Jet Van Gilder going to win the race to the puck. He taps it forward to Dorneman, looking for a pass to Mull. He wasn't ready for it, as this one dances on the blue line and slapped back in by the Yankton Bucks. Jet Van Gilder down into the near corner. This is Roberts. Roberts going to turn it back around, gets it taken off of his stick by O'Connor. O'Connor looking for centering pass in the high slot. And on the far side, Yankton Bucks centering pass broken up by Mull. Out into the neutral zone is the Yankton Bucks going to turn this one around, and receiving this one is Quentin Jorgensen. He's going to reverse field behind his own goalie. This is Roberts going to take a small check, knocked off the puck. That was by Dimmer. And this puck is knocked out by Roberts. Out into the neutral zone, retreating all the way back are the Yankton Bucks. Now they slap it in to their offensive zone, where Jorgensen's going to put it up over to Evans. Evans going to step around in the neutral zone. He's going to go in 1-on-2. Melville's chasing the play as the puck goes carrying around into the far corner. Evans still chasing down in the far corner, takes a check. Turning this one around is Velik. Velik looking up for a wing, and it caroms up into the neutral zone. We're not going to have an icing call, as this is Sutton. Sutton over to Elsher in the near corner. Can't get it up and out of the zone. Elsher on the far side looking for a wing, looking up the Holgate. This puck is taken away, and a shot goes on. That shot went in by Hunoff, as the puck is pinned in the far corner. Centering pass, and almost a redirect as that one went across. That was in by Schramm with a good opportunity. Puck once again back over. And a check comes on as Toms took the most of that check. And we have a stoppage of play as the puck went up to the glove of Nygaard.
And I know that we were closer to where that hit took, but that sounded like it was a big hit from Evans on Dawson Toms. And again, it's probably because it's right below us, but that was a hard check into the glass.
Offensive faceoff by the Bucks and a shot on, high up to the blocker of Nygaard. This is Knopf pushing it up to Root. Root can't catch up with it. Right in front of that scorer's table. Knopf got it going almost into the offensive zone. As Knopf finds it at the blue line. He's going to shoot it in deep in the offensive zone, where the Yankton Bucks push it into the near corner. And up and out of the zone. Chasing back is Jet Van Gilder. He's going to try to backhand it up the boards. Intercepted by Murphy. Murphy takes a shot and a redirect. A good-looking opportunity. Murphy to Rankin. As this puck goes all the way back down for an icing. That was a really close.
That's a high-level hockey play.
It was.
From Murphy to Rankin, who put that on his tape, and he just tipped it wide. He had a good look at the goal, but he chose to throw it to his teammate's stick, and it just ended up being pushed wide by Rankin.
Offensive faceoff coming here for the Yankton Bucks. As we're going to wait to get, looks like a helmet.
I think the
on Roberts.
Net guard was maybe almost too low for Roberts. Referee thought he wasn't wearing one.
Looked like a headband maybe up underneath his helmet. As the Lakers up through the defensive zone. This is Roberts. As a long stretch pass went just a little bit long, and Roberts couldn't get there fast enough. We're going to come back down. We're going to face off to the right-hand side of Nygaard. Nygaard's been busy. 20 shots. And a lot of other shots and loose pucks that weren't shots kept him busy.
He has been a busy goalie throughout this entire hockey game.
Offensive face-off here for the Yankton Bucks.
I think throughout the year.
Won by the Lakers. This is Elsher. Elsher up to Sutton. Sutton's going to push it up to a wing and trying to hold it in. And this is Dorman. Dorman's going to try to win the race all the way down to the far side as the Yankton Bucks are quickly up into the neutral zone on the red line. Jet Van Gilder up to Mull. Little contact as Mull came into the offensive zone. Held in by Roberts. Held in on a high dump in. Kicked along by Roberts. Down to his stick, over to Kozuski. Kozuski can't keep it on his stick. And the Yankton is up and off into the offensive zone. As O'Connor hands it off. And working in was the Yankton Bucks as this one goes a little bit wide from inside the blue line, and then we have a puck out of play. Hockey headquarters.
Great place to be.
They take care of those pucks out of play and all the loose equipment that we see in this tournament. We appreciate hockey headquarters.
It's a fun place just to walk through.
They have a few sticks for sale there.
Yeah, they do.
Just a few.
Just a few. Just like a half a room full. Yeah, this one's held in the offensive zone here by the Yankton Bucks. Kozuskis tries to tap it to the blue line, and now it does not. Maybe not get out. I thought it was coming out. Evans going to drag it out of there, and he's going to go in one-on-one on a forehand. Decides to pass it over to Kozuski. Kozuski couldn't catch up with it, and the Yankton Bucks are already dumping it down in. This is Schramm pushing it in for the Yankton Bucks. In the near corner, there's Toms with a centering pass. Gets knocked away by the Lakers as Melville pushes it out to Holgate. Holgate's in a race down there with Hunoff. Hunoff and Holgate. Clyde back in that far corner. Holgate trying to stay with it. As the Yankton Bucks are up into the neutral zone and slap it down deep in their offensive zone. Jack Elsher is back there trying to get it up out of there. Toms giving him pressure in the near corner. Toms and Elsher both go down in the near corner. As a puck, as a centering puck, goes a little bit off the side. Maybe Elsher got a piece of that. As a collision down below, and that was Velik involved in that. And the Lakers are up and out. This is Evans on a forehand. He's got Holgate, and this one goes off of a pad. Loose puck in front. Holgate couldn't get a hold of it, and they score. The Lakers score, and that is going to be Knopf. Sawyer Knopf on a rebound for the Watertown Lakers.
And they're going to, I think the referee's going to talk about this. Let's watch the replay here. Is there goalie interference at all?
There's Holgate.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Evans,
It is going to be a
Evans
good
puts
goal.
the first one on. Holgate can't get his stick on it, and right there's Knopf.
Yeah, Knopf scored. It was, Holgate that was in front, but I don't think he ever touched Luke Moeller. And Knopf gets the goal to make it 5-3.
So at 9:23, the Lakers are within 2. It's the worst lead in hockey. As this is chased down in the offensive zone. Here's the Yankton Bucks looking to attack in their offensive zone. This puck moves around the offensive zone, taken off the stick, held in, almost held in there by the Yankton Bucks. And going back to get that one is Pedersen. Pedersen's going to quickly throw it up into the neutral zone. Comes across neutral zone, picked up by the Lakers. Trying to regroup in the defensive zone. Quentin Jorgensen back over to Elsher. Elsher looking for a little geometry there, up to Mull. He can't get it on his stick. And the Yankton Bucks are in. All the way across the zone, can't handle it. Or the Yankton Bucks, right in the middle. That was Pedersen. And in the near corner, this is Murphy. Murphy working with it. Puck goes across, almost in front, tip in front, and Nygaard's laying it on the post. And we have a whistle.
That'll be a crease call. Van Cleve was set in the crease. So we'll take the puck out of the zone. It was an assist for Jacob Holgate as well as also for Millen Evans on that goal for Sawyer Knopf. And it will be a neutral zone face-off for both these teams just outside the Watertown blue line. 8:18 to go. Still plenty of time here for Watertown trying to overcome a 3-goal deficit.
That face-off in the neutral zone is tapped down into the defensive zone of the Watertown Lakers. Pushed back by Elsher. Elsher gets a stick on a centering pass from the Yankton Bucks. Puck in the near corner. Evans pins it against the boards. As this goes back around Elsher. Elsher going to push it around to Sutton, back to Elsher. Elsher's going to flip it up into the screen. And we get a stoppage of play. In NHL, that would be a penalty, probably.
That would be a delay
penalty.
game penalty, yep. But here in high school hockey, it's just a bit high.
Offensive face-off coming here. And that's won by O'Connor. O'Connor takes a shot just a little bit off the side block, stick side of Nygaard. Evans going to pick it up in back of his own goalie. Been looking for a long pass. That's intercepted in the offensive zone for the Bucks. Now Evans does manage to get it out in the neutral zone. And Yankton Bucks are already down deep in their offensive zone. This is Quentin Jorgensen on a backhand trying to get it to Evans. Centering pass broke up by the Lakers. Yankton Bucks in the offensive zone. 4 goals in the second period has been the difference. Lakers scored another one to get within 2. And that's where we stand at 5-3. There's a pass comes out to Melville. Aiden Melville looking for a pass. Couldn't get much on it. They're trying to go to Kozuski as Melville chases back. Kozuski's on the doorstep. Here comes Evans. Looking for a centering pass. Tried to poke it in. And Moeller was right on the post as this puck skips all the way back down. Not going to be an icing call as Schramm couldn't keep it on his stick into the offensive zone. And this is Hunoff. Hunoff dragging this puck around in back of Nygaard. Offensive zone here for the Yankton Bucks. Good stick lift there by Evans, and it comes out in the neutral zone. It's going to go all the way down. Probably not far enough for an icing. As Schramm turns it around in the right direction. Up and into the neutral zone is the Yankton Bucks. Going to take a shot. As Nygaard off the pad. Big rebound. Yankton's couldn't get a hold of that one. Evans chipping it around. Play out in front. Nygaard's way out of the crease. He's out, even with the dots. He's got to retreat back into the goal. No shot on by the Yankton Bucks as Nygaard was all the way to the dots. And it's cleared out by the Lakers. This is Luke Moeller trying to put it out to the blue line, and there's a big hit that went in by the Yankton Bucks. And we're going to get a penalty. I think that was by Cooper Larson. And that's going to put him in the penalty box.
It's a big opportunity now with 5:49 left. Yeah, Larson's going to go for an elbow. And this becomes the third Pelican Power Sports power play with 5:49 remaining. Can the Watertown Lakers make this a one-goal game? They will take their time out knowing how important it is to try and score this goal to get within 1 in the last 5.5 minutes.
Is it too early to pull your goalie?
In the NHL standards, I would say no. I think a 6-on-4 to try and score would be what they would want to do. In high school hockey, I'm not so sure that that's exactly what they want to do.
I think at the higher level in college and, of course, the NHL, you've got more ability to hold a zone. You can hold the offensive zone just a little bit better. But I don't know. Crazy things have been done. And it is the state tournament. One of these two teams is going to have their season end.
How about that guy in the penalty box? If you're watching on YouTube, the great look of the golf attire that was on there.
Oh, yeah.
Referees got a little bit of the picture as well, but that was they said that Watertown's the best dressed for this game between them and Yankton. And a little bit of the work in the penalty box made that possible too.
Well, this is the first Laker boys hockey tournament, or in Watertown anyway, for many, many years. Apparently a long time ago there was.
2006.
Okay, all right. We're going to have an offensive face-off here, won by the Lakers in the far side. It's a Pelican Power Sports power play here for the Lakers, and a good timely one at that, if they can find it in the back of the net. Yankton pushes it out into the neutral zone, sticked away by Elsher. Evans in his defensive zone, is going to get it going with his legs. He likes to go in on his backhand, and he will once again. Far into the corner, is going to leave it for Elsher. Elsher just inside the blue line. Back over to Kozuski. Kozuski, Elsher, back to Kozuski. Say that 10 times. Kozuski walking in, over to Evans on the far side. Evans looking, back out to Kozuski, gets it turned over in the defensive zone, and Yankton is in shorthanded. On the far side over there, this is Rankin. He's going to push it back out to the neutral zone. Just playing smart hockey are the Yankton Bucks right now on this penalty kill. Evans. Back over to Elsher. Something's wrong with Elsher. I don't know what he was doing. Looked like he needed to get to the bench and not feeling so good, and Evans made a pass to him. It worked out okay for a while as the Yankton Bucks clear this one off. We're already at 54 seconds in this power play for the Lakers. Good pressure in the back of the net. That pressure was being applied by Hunoff as the Lakers find up to the neutral zone. This is Jet Van Gilder. Jet Van Gilder going to take it in just in the blue line. Now Moll's going to help him out. Push it down to Van Gilder. Centering pass. That was to Roberts.
What a save by Luke Moeller. Huge save for Moeller.
And Moeller came out and met Roberts. I thought it was possibly in from where I was sitting.
And yeah, Moeller was able to stone that one. He's made now 15 saves on 18 shots. 30 seconds, big 30 seconds in the power play. Still 4:19 to go.
Jake Root on an offensive faceoff. Loses it off to the Yankton Bucks as they slap it down deep and look to kill off these last 25 seconds. Quentin Jorgensen with his grandpa looking in the balcony up over the top as he's going to take it up through the neutral zone. Gets it picked off of his stick and cleared out once again by the Yankton Bucks. Nygaard stops it for Sutton. And a long pass goes up to Root, and he can't get a hold of it, and it's going to have an icing, which is, so we are full strength. So it's an icing call, and the Yanktons are going to get an offensive faceoff after we went full strength. Lakers unable to capitalize on a timely power play.
Now you're starting to think about when you're going to pull the goalie. Down by 2 and 3:47 to go.
Twice in this game on power plays, Watertown's had one shot.
Yep. Power plays are important. You have to take advantage of them when you can. Mole up at the red line. He's going to chase it over into the offensive zone on a backhand. Maybe had Evans cutting in, and Mole does decide to take a shot. Goes up and over the top of the rack, far side. Another shot goes in. Big rebound. Moeller give it up. Evans is laying on the ice. I believe it was Evans. It is, as they collided. Loose puck or loose stick in front of Moeller, the hockey headquarters. Loose equipment. Kozuski turning it around in the offensive zone. He leaves it for Elsher. Elsher going to put a shot on flat on the ice. Loose for a minute for the Lakers. They need one quick here if they're going to do it. Elsher, and just outside the dot, going to put another one in, looking for a rebound. As the Lakers push it in, a loose puck. Moeller lost track of it for a second as it went up and over the top of the rack. Puck is being played right in back of the goal there for Moeller. We're at 2:48 as the Yankton Bucks come up to the neutral zone. They're going to dump a shot on. Paddle save there by Nygaard. Putting the brakes on are the Lakers. Long stretch pass up to the red line. Roberts going to take over. He's going to push it in on his forehand. Going to leave it for Kozuski. He couldn't find it on his stick. And the Yankton Bucks clear the puck. We're at 2:30. Lakers need a couple of them if they want to play tomorrow. Chipped up in the defensive zone. Robert, nice backhand pass up to Jet Van Gilder. Puts the brakes on a red line. Turned over by the Bucks. Aiden Melville got a piece of it just for a second. Yankton Bucks on the red line, up and kicking it in to the offensive zone. There goes a shot on. It goes just wide for the Yankton Bucks. That shot went on by Weisenberger. He's got one already, and a glove save here as Dimmer throws it into the glove of Nygaard.
Now you're really thinking 1:57 left. You get down the ice. Nygaard is going to be looking at the bench and waiting for the signal to come for the extra attacker.
You have to win this defensive faceoff if you're the Lakers. You got to get to your offensive zone as fast as you can. In the near side, this is Jake Root. Going to face off with Pedersen. Pedersen behind the Laker goalie. Going to push it out to Aiden Melville. He's going to try to push it up through the neutral zone. Goes defense to defense. And over to Velik. Velik's going to look for a long pass up to the red line. Immediately on the red line and into the zone. Nice play there by the Lakers. That was Quentin Jorgensen.
Haven't pulled him yet.
As Roberts dumped it down deep. They're going to have to get some sort of possession. As cracking down was Elsher. Now it's pushed down deep. Maybe now you can go. Yep, he's going to go. As the Lakers circle back around. Extra attacker is Evans. There goes a shot on and a glove save.
And here's a goal.
Moore puts it in. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And we're going to have a breakaway here by the Yankton Bucks. He's going to tap in the backhand. And an empty netter. And that goes in for Pedersen on an empty net goal.
Luke Moeller will get an assist. He was looking for the goalie goal.
He was. He picked it up. He got it with his glove, threw it to his stick, and shot it up. And the Yankton Bucks, as it appears, with 1:10 left, are going to play tomorrow. They are going to meet Mitchell Marlins in that consolation championship with a puck drop at 1 o'clock. Newt, face-off, center dot.
Watertown had no choice.
Yep,
They
had a couple shots. They got the couple shots. And we're 5-on-5 hockey, of course, with both goalies in. We're underneath that minute mark. The Lakers down by 3. Looking to get it up out of their defensive zone. And the Yankton Bucks, there goes a puck all the way across the blue paint. Karam's back around offensive zone here for the Yankton Bucks. Yankton Bucks, this is Hunter Haas. Seen a little action here on the far corner. He can't keep up with it. As Mo pushes it up in the right direction. Tom's got his stick on it. This is Velik. Velik puts a shot on, and Nygaard, he ain't done yet. He's got to stay busy. As this puck did come out, I thought it did, and we're going to get a whistle. 23 seconds left in this one, and the Watertown Lakers are going to end their season on home ice. Boys Varsity State Tournament. It's a second game of 4 today.
We've got our South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association Player of the Game coming up in our post game. Stay tuned for that with an interview.
Face-off's pushed in to Nygaard. He sticks it off to the side as the Lakers try to get it up out of their defensive zone. Elsher pushes it around to the far side to Holgate. There goes another stick save by Nygaard. He didn't know where it went for a second. It's going to go all the way down, and Moeller is going to have to get it on his stick. He'll throw it back down. And that's going to do it for the Watertown Lakers, essentially ending their season in a 6-3 loss to the Yankton Bucks. South Dakota Amateur Hockey Association, we're going to have a player of the game. And Jeff and John, you guys are going to have to tell me who that one is.
We're going to have to discuss it in the commercial break. We'll come back and have that player of the game. That is next. You're listening to the state tournament on Capital City Rock, KYNT. Watching it on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports and KYN TV.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown heating and cooling professionals specializing in heating your homes, businesses, facilities, and farms. Our trained product line is capable of heating homes of all sizes up to the largest industrial facilities. We also install and service in-floor heating systems, shop radiant heaters, hanging garage heaters, and of course our premium line of Heat and Glow gas and wood fireplaces. When you want to stay warm this winter and feel the heat, remember Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Yankton's most trusted heating professionals for over 76 years.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Recently, a restaurant owner stopped by the UPS store to print new menus for his updated specials. As we were preparing his order, he asked if we could also print table tints for promoting his seasonal drinks. You bet. Hi, this is Doug with the UPS store of Yankton. We've been helping restaurants and businesses with their printing for over 8 years. Whether it's menus, table tints, or promotional materials, we're here to help your business shine. Come see us today and ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including Weekend Maintenance Technician 2. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers. Start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
45,
Got screened? It's time for your colonoscopy. Colorectal cancer is one of the most preventable and, if found early, most treatable forms of cancer. During Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Yankton Medical Clinic General Surgeons Dr. Gary, Dr. Kampshoff, and Dr. Sirk remind you to schedule your colonoscopy. The recommended age for screening has been lowered to 45, and it's a simple, outpatient procedure in their on-site surgical center that could save your life. Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank, and for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
Tell us a little bit about this season. Going along, at one point in the season, you knew you were coming here for the tournament.
Yeah, we knew we were coming here, but it kind of started in the summer. I mean, we wanted to be the team to write a book that's never been written before. I mean, we had to face a lot of adversity this season, had to battle back a lot. We always had a model that changed versus the state, so I don't know, we worked for it.
Well, you wrote the script, and you wrote enough to say that you're playing tomorrow in the state tournament. You can play on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kyle O'Connor. He's going to be part of the trivia question somewhere along the line. The first Yankton varsity goal in Yankton history. Kyle O'Connor.
So yeah, Kylan O'Connor is our player of the game. He makes that history. We said he's going to be the trivia question. First player to ever score a boys state tournament game, boys varsity state tournament goal is for Kylan O'Connor. So it is a Yankton win, 6-3 on the Kubota scoreboard as that moves Yankton now into the Constellation Championship to take on the Mitchell Marlins tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We have about a half an hour now before our next broadcast will start. 5:45 between the Brookings Rangers, the 2 seed, and the 3 seed Sioux Falls West Flyers. So we'll have that coming up at 5:45. Kylan O'Connor had 1 goal. Everybody that scored had 1 goal for the Yankton Bucks. It was O'Connor, Hunhoff, Murphy, as well as Rankin, Perixlis, and then Pedersen were the 6 goal scorers. As it is now, Yankton that will move into that spot to take on the Mitchell Marlins tomorrow, 1 o'clock. So for KYNT and KYN-TV on the air at 12:45 for that first game tomorrow afternoon of the Constellation Championship. Well, we move the 6 o'clock game, Brookings and Sioux Falls West at 5:45 with coverage, 6 o'clock puck drop right here on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports. Final score, 6-3. Yankton gets their first ever boys state tournament varsity win as they beat the Watertown Lakers 6-3 here this afternoon. Back at 5:45 on Capital City Rock and on YouTube at Capital City Rock Sports.
Kubota Orange Days. Selection of INT, a riverfront sports property and Yankton's home team. Thank you for listening to Yankton Athletics on KYNT, a riverfront sports property and Yankton's home team. Be sure to subscribe to the KYN-TV YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you never miss the action. You can also find KYNT on Facebook, X, Instagram, and online. Remember